Ooh, sorry, I'm on the Star Citizen thing. Um... Okay. Just talking about armor rework, which, like, oh, jeez. Like, I gotta, genuinely, I can't even tell you, like, what my issues with, I guess my issue with Star Citizen Space Combat is, it feels like the AI doesn't do anything, and it feels like a bazillion things they taught, like, they've done things, they've made changes to the flight system, but they haven't made all the changes to the flight system that they were talking about and showing off years ago, and, like, things take time, and I'm not, like, it is an alpha, you know, it, like, truly is an alpha, but at the same time, at some point, like, why talk about these things if they're not, like, how the fuck have these things not happened yet? I don't understand. Like, and it's like, I don't know, because, well, okay, the real problem with, Star Citizen video content in the past few years is that, yeah, like, it does feel like it's not really showing game development as much, and it's like, like, you know, I can take it, I can understand. I think if you were to tell me that, like, there's stuff that gets worked on and then gets reworked because, oh, you know, like, we tried something, it did not work, but, like, it's not even a case of, you know, it's not even a case of, like, oh, we had this grand plan, it's just like, no, this, like, really minor, like, way to write the code just doesn't work because of, like, a bazillion other variables, so we have to try something else. Oh, but, you know, then also it's very possible that 5 years down the line, yeah, that code is, like, getting in the way of, like, some major feature or something. So that also has to be considered. And tried to be accounted for as much as possible and stuff like that, or, you know, whatever. There's a bunch of other things, like, I would love to see a documentary. I'd love to see fucking documentary talking about this feature, showing some B-roll from development, time capsule episodes if you want, where it's just literally like, hey, so we came up with the concept of Starware. You know, you have this whole thing, you can mix and match armor and clothing, and some of it's space tight, some of it's not, and it has all these advantages and disadvantages, and blah blah blah. And, like, cause you have the video with Sean Tracy, where he's like, oh yeah, like, the art assets, the art side of Starware is pretty much done, but just how things ended up, artists had time to work on Starware, but the tech side of Starware didn't get as much work. When we got around to the tech side of it, uncovered a few more art assets that need to be done, so that's getting done now. And then, like, a week or 2 weeks later, you have Luke Presley. It's like, yeah, Star Wars, like, 90% design, like, the design is 90% done. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? No hate on Luke Presley, but at the same time, what the fuck does that mean? So, I don't know. I guess, it's also weird, because I trust... I'm sure that if I were to look at, like... I would say that Benoit Beauséjour is pretty optimistic. So, like, when he says something, it's either... he says something and, oh, this is, it's good. I would say we made good progress on it. And it's not necessarily bad, but it's not, like, great, in all reality. And, I mean, sometimes maybe that is, sometimes, like, server meshing is not, like, perfect, but it worked. But, like, as far as I've seen, as far as Star Citizen goes, server meshing was not a huge problem. It didn't break the game in the same way that I would expect something as major as server meshing to be. It worked way better than most things in Star Citizen when it went to the live servers. Not perfect, but pretty damn good. Also, it is really funny though, because it's like, there's now that I'm thinking about it, because like I was like, oh yeah, when server meshing gets added, there's gonna be a flood of new tech, and the exact opposite happened. Now that I'm thinking about it, and even like, even now it's we're getting features, and it actually like, is decent, but it took a year to get to the point where it's like, and I don't know what 4.8 is gonna have, but 4.8 in May, on this like every other month is a major patch cadence, which is awesome. It's it's definitely a thing. And it is better than before when it was a patch every quarter or every 3 months. But yeah. I'm sorry. Also, Sean Tracy. Now that I'm thinking about it, and like in all fairness, Sean Tracy is the Theaters of War guy, and Theaters of War never came out. Which, yeah, like, no offense, dude, but that did never come out. So when he says, when he gives an expectation of a date or something, like he said that Starware would come out this year, or that it would probably come out this year. Let's just, I feel like just walking around, so let's just see what a rocky desert looks like. I will say that, like, we've seen this. This is not new, but it is probably worth, talking about, worth, showing more of the planets, but also there's a time thing, right? That I don't want to artificially increase the size of this video, or the size of this playthrough, just so we can look at the same rock over and over again and confirm, or the same terrain over and over again, just confirm that yes, this planet does in fact have the same terrain, just... Anyway, yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Sean Tracy said Starware would come out at some point this year. I mean, I hope it does, but like, God, who knows? Oh, I'm also, now that I'm thinking about Starware as well, well, for one thing, I am, like, a little bit terrified, of, a few things. Like, I don't know, the crafting quality thing, again. I mean, it's not that, like, it's hard to say, because, like, crafting is so early on. Yeah, things will probably be adjusted. I think that, like, the plan is to have Tier 1 2, and 3 items. So in my mind, I guess in my mind, like, it would be good to have like 4 sorts of general brackets for item quality. And I mean, like, well, yeah. So, you know, you can have you can have whatchamacallit, like 0 to 250 as like the low quality thing, 251 to, you know, to 500 as the low medium, and the 501 to 750 is, you know, the high medium, and, you know, 751 and up is high. And it's just like low and low medium is, you know, like what you're using for tier 1 items. Crafting, the high medium is and maybe it's medium high, I don't know, but you know what I mean. The higher end of medium is like tier 2 equipment, and high is like mainly for tier 3 equipment. It's like, I don't want it to be like super locked in necessarily. They can play around and can have some sort of arbitrary limits there, I think. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just like it because I just like that sort of meta breakup of it, because like, I mean, yeah, there needs to be low quality stuff that's just bad, but I feel like putting that marker in the dead center, like the baseline for quality is the middle of the bar, just means that half of the stuff is garbage. I don't know how I feel about that. And I mean, like, you know, it's like one of these things where it's like, I mean, like, okay, maybe in the future, you know, maybe in the future we can have, you know, like, whatchamacallit, you could have, let's say, oh my god, do brain things. You could have like base building, where it's like, I mean, yeah, you don't want to like have the low quality resources, but at the same time, like, as long as it works, it doesn't really matter. So like, you can use iron to build a, you know, a house or whatever, and it doesn't really matter that it's low quality. Yeah, it might, like, the building might not have as much HP or whatever. But does that really matter? I mean, like, if you're getting attacked, like, if you're getting attacked, how much, honestly, how much of a difference is it gonna make, right? Probably not that much. To be completely honest. Do I have 1600 meters of talk in me? I guess I do. Also, this is not a, hey, I'm gonna go back to talking in every episode. I just feel like talking tonight, I guess. Oh my god, okay. Be really nice if there was like if the medical items could be sectioned off. I don't know. And I want to use up as many items as I can here. Cool. But yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I am excited for Star Citizen. I do feel, well, I was like I was in a really bad, like, oh my god, this, like, minimum quality thing is going to fucking kill any interest. Like, the entire plan I had was, completely, like, out the window, and I was like, no, there's a very real chance, because they don't fucking say, like, what their intentions are, when they make changes, almost all the time. Every time that they make a change, it usually is just, hey, we made a change, and not an explanation as to why. And it's pretty annoying that way. Yeah. A very real chance that just, like, my entire idea of what crafting was going to be and how I was going to interact with it was just gone. Was just, no, this isn't happening anymore. I mean, they also need to have, I think, a range of, they need to have a range of quality for item dismantling where, yeah, like, if you're doing the lower end missions, then you're going to get lower end resources, or like the quality of the weapons is going to be lower end. But if you're doing higher ones, or if you're fighting, like, you know, it might be a low level thing, but there's a boss enemy and they might have a higher quality thing. Everybody's like 300 quality around that, but then the boss is like around 600 or something. It's like, oh, okay. And I mean, like, I would love... The thing is, I don't want to invalidate mining. I don't want to do mining. And, I mean, honestly, my plan for crafting is gonna be to do some mercenary missions, get the resources, dismantle them, and then use those resources to build basic, just whatever gear, and price it under what NPCs are selling it for, because I don't, like, I'm getting paid to get the resources, so I think that, you know, like, I'll have to see what the, you know, what the economy on that looks like, but it should probably be that simple. That, yeah, doing a mission, I get paid for it. I also get the materials to build stuff from that, so it should be a thing that, yeah, I can charge kind of whatever I want. And just as long as it's decent enough profit. And it's just like, yeah, if you want some basic Antium armor, then I'll sell it to you for half of whatever anybody else is doing it for. I don't really mind. It's not going to be amazing quality, but it's going to be Antium armor. So, you know, that's, and of course, like, I would also want to do the higher quality stuff, but just, yeah. I mean, I don't have grand ambitions of being the best crafter or anything. I don't have grand ambitions of making the best stuff. I'm very much casual mercenary crafter in that regard, so yeah, until next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.